Day 7 of training camp is here. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out the Facebook group page for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, as well as scheduling for the channel and the Yahoo Sports Fantasy Football League information. So, that being said, Day 7. Hey, you're the one speeding up, buddy. You didn't have to speed up at a traffic light. Come on, man. Use your brain. I know you got one rolling around in there somewhere. Alright. As per usual, traffic in the upstate, right? What else can you expect, right? Speaking of expectations, Day 7 expectations. First of all, I expect these boys to be hitting each other hard with pads on today. You're going to see the O-line and D-line get back at it, full force again, like they were before FanFest. So I'm excited. I want to see which of these guys has the mantle to stand out on this O-line and block these guys out. Keep them out of the backfield, That's one of the main focuses I'm going to be looking at today. Another one, I'm going to be looking at the corners. The corners excite me, man, because Dante and Horn already excite me, just right out of the gate. But CJ is finally back from his injury. Now, this is going to be the true test. When CJ comes back from his injury, who is he going to be? Okay, are we looking at the CJ from last year? Or are we looking at the CJ from last week? That's what I'm interested to see is going to happen. And when you put everything together, all the elements that Ajaro is trying to teach these guys, what parts of this are going to stand out to you? Obviously the D-line, we already know that. But what else? What else is going to stand out to you? That's the major question. Can we push a little harder? And maybe find something that really stands out today. Could it be the linebackers? Could it be the corners? Could it be the safeties? We don't know. Y'all really need to stop boxing me in on this highway, man. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Stop this. Stop this. Oh, yeah. You're going to go 50 miles an hour. Watch. Garbage. Come on. Come on. Come on. Everybody want to go faster speed than me. Come on. Fast lane, man. Let me get past some of these people. Then you can do whatever you want. I don't care then. I'm just trying to get past these clowns. as far as the linebackers, what are we looking for out of the linebackers today? Are we looking for him to run stop? Or are we looking for him to maybe get a couple of pass deflections today? I say let's stretch the limits a little. Let's see if we can get some pass deflections. And I doubt you're going to get him off of Bryce, but you'll probably get him off of Andy Dalton, though. And if you do get him off of Andy Dalton, that's not going to surprise me. I'm going to be like, okay, well, you got him off of Andy Dalton, cool. Very good. But are you ready to take that next step? Are you ready to try to go after Bryce and get him from Bryce? Everything in training camp is the next step. Okay? That's what people need to understand. If you're out there watching these guys, the next step, it's always the next step. You got to keep progressing. Otherwise, you're going to stay stagnant or you're going to start regressing. And, you know, the coaches understand this better than anybody. They've watched this years and years and years. The only person who hasn't really seen it, you know, completely fruition is probably Josh McCown. But he's been a part of it. See, he's been on the other side of it. He knows what it's going to take. He knows how these guys should be, like, taking care of their bodies. He knows how they should be mentally preparing themselves. He's seen that side of it. So, in that way, that does qualify him to be a pretty good coach out there. And you're starting to see it, you know. I mean, you're starting to see it. But we still got some work to do. Andy Dalton is a crazy, weird case where you're going to have to push a little harder with Andy. You got to get him out of his comfort zone. And I don't think they're seeing it yet. I don't think they're seeing what we're seeing yet. But if you see about 3 or 4 days of this in a row, you got to start looking at Indy like, what? You know? What are we doing? Okay, so everything in training camp is progression, reps, on top of reps. You've got to be able to keep it moving, or you're going to fall behind. And if you're not getting enough reps, you will fall behind. And that's why I was a little concerned that TMJ was not getting those reps. And it wasn't a health issue. It was something else, and we're still trying to figure out what that is. Shout out to Black Cat Panther Podcast. What's up going on, guys? Love seeing you guys up in here, man. You guys going to be out there for today? I know I'm going to be up there today and tomorrow. I'm bringing Blitzball with me tomorrow. We're going to meet up tomorrow. But, not today. All right. But yeah, when it comes to these guys taking care of their bodies, you got to listen to the nutritionist, man. You can't just sit there and act like these are just another coach out there. They're trying to tell you how to take care of your body. Listen to Josh McCown too, because Josh McCown's been on that side of it. He's been a player out there. So if anybody knows anything about taking care of his body, it's Josh McCown. Deuce Staley will get into your face, but that's not what you're looking for when you want to beat the Heat. We already had one or two players that got in trouble with issues with the Heat, health-wise. And that's what I'm trying to tell people is listen to these guys. They're there for a reason. They're getting paid for a reason. And I believe it was Cameron Peoples-Jones. I believe that's who it was, if I remember right. So now that you've experienced that, what did you learn? And that's a general question I'm asking everybody on this team right now. What did you learn? From all the mistakes you're making, what did you learn? And my thing is, Keith Taylor's finally starting to learn. CJ is finally starting to learn under this new coaching staff. It took a while, which I expected it to. You're dealing with a brand new coaching staff, get familiar with you, and they got to understand from top to bottom. And no doubt these guys have done their homework. I'm looking at one particular corner right now, and I'm thinking, and that player knows who he is. So I need to see some action today. I need you to follow that pass deflection up with something else today. Now we're back in the heat again. We're back in that 95-degree heat again. We're not up in Charlotte where it's comfortable and you're in front of fans and it's party time up there. No. Now it's time to work. And I see these guys coming down here off that high, off that day off, thinking, okay, well, this is going to be like day one of training camp. We get that energy and we try to build that momentum back up. Nope. These boys are going hard today. I need to see some clickety clacks. I'm not coming down here to watch these guys slack off. And if I see slacking off, I'm going to call you out on stream. Don't do it. Don't treat this like it's the first day of training camp again. Like you ain't got pads on. I will. Alright, so... But Andy's the one that concerns me, though. Andy's getting into a dangerous pattern where he's getting into a comfort zone, and these concerns are starting to beat like a drum, and they're getting louder and louder and louder every training camp day that I've been out here and watching him. Please show me something else, Andy. For goodness sakes, man. Yeah, we saw it during FanFest. But that was when pressure wasn't on you and we're not in 95-degree heat. Now I need to see you come out here in 90. Show me that in Spartanburg. I saw it on day one when they didn't have pads without the pressure. And I saw it on at FanFest. Now I need to see it here. And I'm just getting off the highway up. to Spartanburg now. I'm getting excited, y'all. I'm getting excited. All this talent, man, that we have put on display. And you saw about half of it if you only went to FanFest. You saw only half of it. And the boys from Black Cat Panther Podcast, oh, y'all probably agree with that. Because I know y'all came down here to Spartanburg once. I know y'all probably agree with that. They didn't show off Thielen. They didn't show off the full package. What they were doing on FanFest is showing off the people that they didn't normally show off. And say, oh yeah, we got these players too. You know, it's not just the big names. You know, we got Hayden Hurst, we got Tommy Trimble as well. Don't forget these guys. We got Spencer Brown, don't forget him. Don't ignore him. If you do, it's on you in preseason. I'm trying to tell you right now. These boys are ready to work. I saw it from day one all the way up until now. These boys are ready to work. They're ready to earn these spots. I'm starting to feel that fire in Spartanburg, man. I'm starting to feel it. There's an electricity in the air when you go to Spartanburg now. And for those that have never been to training camp before, it's fresh, it's new, it's raw to you. You know, if you've been during the Matt Rule era, you're thinking, okay, well, it's the Matt Rule era. And you know that there's going to be a 180-degree difference out here. You know it's going to be more of the same. And you're thinking, okay, cool. Wrong again. These boys are coming out and they are pushing hard. And they've gone beyond what you're expecting from these guys. They've gone beyond some of the limits that they were put on them by the Matt Rule's crew. Progression. Constant progression. That's what these coaches want to see in Spartanburg this week. They're looking at your feet, they're looking at your hands, they're looking at all the technical things now. Because now they're seeing how the game plan's implemented into their offense and defense. Okay? They've seen what these boys are capable of doing. And that's your basic bare bones playbook. The plays that you were seeing. You know, anybody can run those plays. In an RPO system and whatever system that we're running now under Frank. Now we're looking at, okay, technical skills. These guys are back in pads. It's 95-degree heat. All right, it's time to go back to work. Who's got the technical skills to advance to the next level? Who's got the ability to push further? And yeah, you might have made a play on Fan Day. Good for you. That's not enough. That's not nearly enough. Some of these guys are advancing way further than that. There's a handful of these guys that have pushed their limits in the first week. Wouldn't you love to be one of those guys, right? If you're one of the rooks. Man, my thought is, we've had Luke Kuechly out there. We've had a lot of the vets out there, man, from back in the day. You know, checking these guys out. Feed off of that knowledge. We had Luke Kuechly out there, man. The great, legendary Luke out there on the sideline watching you guys. And if that doesn't tell you something about the type of talent that we've got and what we're trying to push right now, if that doesn't tell you we are pushing that next level, I don't know what does. If we have gotten his attention, he does not waste his time, ladies and gentlemen. If you are not willing to make it an effort and put in that effort, he's not going to waste his time to drive up there. Just plain and simple. He's not. Neither is Steve Smith. You know this. So when you see both of them prowling that sideline, you know something's up. You know something big is going down in Spartanburg. And Steve's kind of trying to keep a low profile here because he knows what's coming with this team. He knows what's coming, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He would not be prowling those sidelines and being at Fan Day up in Charlotte if he didn't think there was something special with this group. He would not be putting out all those videos. It would just be another day to him, you know? And be like, well, it's the typical Panthers. No. Not this time. Not this time. And I wonder why they left his name out of that article. Because they put him up on the big screen in Fan Day. Everybody was going nuts when they saw him. And he's been offering his opinions on what he thought of Mingo, what he thought of a few of these guys. So he's not staying quiet. You know, he's putting his opinions out there if people care to listen. And he's hinting at something big. He sees it. Scott Fitterer sees it. Frank sees it. Bozeman sees it. All of these guys that choose to stick around here. Brian Burns sees it. What do you think that man cares more about this team than that money right now? He sees it. This ain't... Look, guys. If we don't see something big happen this year, I would be very, very surprised. I'm looking at that schedule. I see 10 wins. I see it. I see a playoff trip for the first time since 2018. It's time to take this division back. It's been way too long. And it's also time for these people to learn how to drive in here, man. That's also what it's time for. Anyway, I'm looking for specific things today. One, technical skills, footwork. You either have it or you don't. It either shows up or it doesn't in pads. Two, I'm looking for the lines to push each other harder than they have been. Just a little harder. And Bozeman and McCall just going at it, man. It's just such a beautiful sight. Icky and Brian Burns matching up against each other. Just going back and forth, back and forth. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. That's that competition that I've been waiting on in Spartanburg. Whoa, you can feel that fire and that passion from the seats, man. You can feel it. You felt it the other day, man, in Charlotte. You felt it. And that was just a soft practice. Imagine these hardcore practices down here in Spartanburg for just a minute. You want to see these boys go hard? They're going to go hard for you. You're going to find out who these guys really are down here. I'm already seeing that 90-degree heat, man. I'm already feeling it, man. Heard there was like a 5% chance for rain or something like that. I say good. Let these boys practice in a light rain. Let these boys practice in a light rain. Because here's what that's going to do. When these boys are practicing in a light rain, there are going to be game situations where this is going to help you. You've had that experience now. For the new people that are coming in here, you know, that are rookies. Now you understand, okay, this is what is required of you. You know, during these games, it's going to take grit. It's going to take, you know, ball security, and it's going to take footwork. Because, and if you're an offensive and defensive lineman, it's going to take hands to get the job done. Grit and hands. Because let me tell you something. If you ain't got both, you're in trouble during a rainy game. I can tell you that right now. There are so many examples of players that get into trouble during rainy games that were not prepared for it because they're dome teams. They practice in domes. Look at Detroit, for example. You know, they can't handle that, man. They get maybe a couple of days of practice out there in maybe outdoors. Same with Arizona. You got that hot 100-degree heat. You rarely ever see any rain. They're not ready for that situation. So when I watch these guys come into these types of games, and I've seen training camp practices where these guys are prepared for those situations, I'm like, yeah, we're ready. We're ready to take that challenge on. So if there is a light rain situation that comes up in training camp practice, that's a good thing. You don't want it to be like pouring down rain, of course. And I've sat through those practices as well. Um, and of course, lightning would delay the entire practice altogether. But weather situations will happen during actual games. And remember what Frank said about the goal line situation where Bryce got picked. He said, okay, we might run into a game time situation like that, where it's going to matter, what we decide to do. What's going to happen. Normally in a game time situation, we would be kicking a field goal. You would man up and kick the field goal. But occasionally, you want to see what the defense is going to do. And I'm looking for more situations like that to pop up when we do 2-minute drills, down here in Spartanburg. Because now you got the 95-degree heat to deal with, too, on top of that. That's really going to challenge these boys. Some of them are going to make mistakes. And I want to see which ones do. So I like that they pointed that out in that article about the observations. Shout out to Darren Gant for that article and Augusta Stone. Love those two right there because they put out some really, really smart and intelligent observations. Okay, so wide receivers wise, I'm looking for Mingo. I'm looking for Mingo because I haven't seen much of him. I'm looking for some of these smaller wide receivers to pop up too. Where are you guys at? Are you going to be special teamers or are you going to take it to the next level? What you got for me? What you got for these coaches, more importantly? I mean, I can make you look good all day, but it's up to the coaches to make the decision. I could push these players' names, man, but you gotta dig deep, man. You gotta do something if you want these coaches' attention. I need to see some crazy cuts. I need to see some crazy moves, some yards after the catch, something. Make a move. Use your feet. Shed a block. That's what I want. That's how you take yourself to the next level. And if you're one of those people that's supposed to be blocking on a certain play, I need you to stay on that block for a little longer. Just a little longer. And that'll tell me, okay, cool, you can handle this. Do I expect Bryce to throw another pick? Probably. But it's training camp. Come on, y'all. He's a rookie. He's a rookie. At what point do you not expect him to throw at least 5 picks during this camp? At what point? What rookie have you ever seen that is not throwing more than 5 picks during a camp? That's actually been good. I mean, less than 5 picks. My bad. Less than 5 picks. You don't, man. You don't see it. And I'm sitting here going, okay. Where are people's expectations? Where are people's expectations when it comes to that? I want to know. Alright, bottom line is, I'm loving what we're seeing. There is so much talent here, man. And it's going to be on display today. Are people going to make mistakes? Sure they are. Are they going to do things that make no sense? Sure. But at what point are you willing to concede the point that, again, it's training camp? Hey, and shout out again to the people in the Wofford staff here that are helping to park people and do all the things that they've been doing. Much love to them, man. Expert parking staff, man. Look at that. I wanted y'all to see that because I wanted y'all to see that on stream because these people do such a fantastic job. They're just all smiles, all happy, and it's just such a positive energy when you go in. You know? That's what I expect out of these guys, man. I have everything. Yeah, I got everything. All right. You hear them, man? They're very vocal. Speaking of vocal people, how about Duke Staley? How y'all feeling about Duke Staley right now, man? Love that, man. Okay, how are you going to have a Clemson sticker and a South Carolina sticker on the same car? Okay. House divided, man. House divided. The beautiful Gibbs Stadium behind us. I've actually been up here for a Wofford Terriers game one time. I believe it was Furman that was playing, if I'm not mistaken. And I had a very enjoyable time. It's a very nice day. And like I said, if you haven't been out here, you should definitely check this area out now. You know, bring your hydration, bring your suntan lotion though, because it gets hot during this summer. Alright guys, if you see me, I'll be on the far left side, middle of the grass. Y'all know where to find me if you want to say hi. Alright. That being said, thank you guys for joining me. Let's see what happens today. Hit that like and sub button, guys. Keep pounding.